Okay. I know this isn't exactly like a Halloween game or even really that spooky, but Metroid just kind of has that vibe to it. But this one in particular, I think, does a pretty good job of that kind of just that feeling. Actually, I think I'll just do New Game Plus. There's like no reason to delete the save since this should be right at the end. All right, this should be this should be a in-game save. Yeah, okay. I actually might have been an option regardless. Yeah, I'll just start over with this. The only thing this does is it'll tell me how many of each item is in a sector. So otherwise, there's no difference. All right. So I know a lot of people don't particularly like this game. This one and Other M are not very good Metroid games. I think they're like fine enough games on their own, just really bad Metroid games. It's like she's not a bounty hunter in either of them. She's following orders the entire time, and but Nintendo has admitted they have no idea what a bounty hunter is. Okay, so let's just get started. I've been assigned to watch over a biologics research team. So I once again find myself on the surface of SR-388. I think this is also my first game in my new Game Boy Advance layout. I don't think it makes too big of a difference compared to what I had before. Just it feels a lot more uniform to me, and I don't have to do as much on my end. Anyways, it was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. That looks horrible on stream. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seemed that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn as something different. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or BSL, research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt, computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CEO. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now go to the quarantine bay. I'm probably going to try for 100% items, but that doesn't guarantee I'm going to get them. There's a point where if I miss something in certain places, I just cannot get to them, which feels really weird for a Metroid game. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful. So that clear save I had, that I just started over, I actually missed one missile. I don't remember where it was at exactly. I just know it's a place that I cannot get back to after a certain point. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predator of the X. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. The station is home to many species, some violent ones. You must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I'm already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you're only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Now get going. I have released a lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. And she's a bounty hunter, so she's not on duty. Like, yeah, I've already said, Nintendo has no idea what bounty hunters are. They just thought it sounded cool. Huh. I thought this was going to tell me how many I had in each sector. Okay. I've received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. Okay. The computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under named Adam Malkovich. He called me lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect and with some irony, I named the computer after him. I'm really surprised you're not stopped at that navigation room, told that the data room is just ahead, because that's the kind of thing this game does. Missile data downloaded, hold R and press B. I mean, like now. Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge biosigns, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. I'm gonna find a way to the target. Ow. Jerk. Oh. Oh, I thought he was gonna die. Never mind, that super missile is at one shot. Right here? Here? There it is. Morph ball ability recovered. I think it's the power bomb blocks? Maybe? I don't know why they would be. I don't think there's any reason to go back there unless I missed the that energy tank, and then I could go from above. Oh. I thought it might actually be something important. Is it gonna... Oh, I see. There we go, yeah. I have to press select and then it will show me the total. And also, I think the time is in the New Game Plus. See, I wanted on the sector totals, not the game totals. I don't care about the game totals. If I take care of all the sector totals, then the game total will handle itself. I might be thinking of somewhere else that I can go through the wall like that. Same as I feared, the breeding environments have been invaded by X parasites. Secure Sector 1 SRX. Sector 1 SRX shows several abnormalities. Words. How do they work? Abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to access the shaft and use elevator 1. Is the objective clear? Yes. Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. Yeah, I'm thinking of somewhere else. I think it's just above where I can... where I can kind of skip that navigation room. I'm pretty sure it requires high jump and maybe power bombs. The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. The X in Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Now get moving. So if this is a recreation of SR388, and they're from SR388, then why would they need to change the atmosphere? It already suits their environment. Atmospheric stabilizer online. 4 units still remain. Still malfunctioning. Ow. Ow. Sure. What's... And it switches back. Okay. At least I know I can change how to change it now. I don't know how they could make this so linear after Super, which just gave you so many optional ways to get around. Like, wall jump is severely neutered in this, and I think you can still bomb jump, but it's not as useful in this. Wall jump actually forces you away from the wall. I think there's a way to do a single wall jump, but I've never been able to. I've never really been able to do it. I don't know if there's a trick. I just don't know it. It might also only be in in Zero Mission where it's possible. Also, why are there space pirates here? I know they're X, but that makes no sense. I mean, as far as I know, they aren't from SR388. They weren't in Metroid 2. I suppose it could have been like corpses of them or something that the parasites took over. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't know why she didn't jump there. Okay. I don't think I have to use regular missiles on those things for very long. Ow. Ow. Charge beam ability recovered. It also replaces your basic shot. I don't know any others that actually do that. I also have not played through the Prime games, so maybe a bunch of them do that. All stabilizers online, atmospheric levels equalized. If this is who I think it is, we're going to see me fail at wall jumps for a while. Yep. First try. I don't know that there's anything else I can get while I'm here. Doesn't look like it. I know my clear file was less than 2 hours, but this game does not count time in door transitions or menus, as far as I know, which includes the navigation screens. Atmospheric stabilizers online, but many X have already made it to other sectors, it seems. In particular, Sector 2 Tro, the tropical habitat, shows abnormalities. I suspect the X entered this sector with the help of our unseen saboteur. He or it may be in Tro now. Samus, get over there. We need to put an end to this. Start moving. I'll brief you at the Tro navigation. As I listened to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me well. He would end orders by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He knew I wouldn't disagree. That was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I can trust this computer too. I've learned the identity of our mystery saboteur. Samus, it's an X mimicking you. I have named it the SAX. I believe the SAX came from the capsule containing your infected suit parts. It used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. That explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. But the SAX is definitely our biggest worry right now. The SAX is mimicking you at full power. You can't face it. If you see the SAX, just run. Don't think about fighting. You are still very vulnerable to cold, an unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. Like Metroids, you can be frozen by an ice beam. Of course, the XAX is armed with an ice beam. Stay away. If you see it, just run. HQ says they have bomb data ready in the data room. Bombs will help you find a way out if the SAX traps you. The data room is here, but it's sealed by a level 1 hatch. You'll have to find the security room and release the level 1 locks. But per safety protocols, it's not marked on the map. You'll have to find it on your own somehow, Samus. So first find the security room and unlock level 1 hatches, then go to the data room and get that bomb data. Keep an eye out for the SAX. For the SAX is why more than other games in this franchise, this game feels more more Terra themed, I guess, because there's just nothing you can do about it. Most other Metroid games, there's some way to deal with everything you encounter when you encounter it. It's almost like I knew exactly where this room was. Security level 1 unlocked. Blue hatch is now active. I can't remember, but I think there's something below this room. Is this room I'm thinking of? I don't know that I can get in there until I get bombs. Well, that did a lot of damage. Okay. Bomb data downloaded. I think they greatly increased the bomb timer, so it's really hard to do bomb jumps. But I've never been too great at bomb jumps to begin with. It takes me a bit to get the timing in Super Metroid every time. I suppose if I played it a lot more back to back, I would have it down. There it is. There's also one of those in here? No. Here? No. Okay. I thought there was a way out if you went down, but maybe not. I thought there was something down here. I always had so much trouble with these before. Because it's not obvious that those are there. I guess just that one. I thought there was more. Oh well. Yeah, I always had trouble with that. Because I always forget that's there. I don't think I can do anything in this room. Or maybe not. I think that's meant for a speed booster. But I don't remember why. Maybe not, because I can't. I don't think there's any reason you would need one in that one. Oh. There's no reason to go in here. For some reason I thought that was the correct way to go. Shooting those. Oh well. This is what I was thinking of. Shoot out the floor here. Okay. Jump too soon. Ow. I jump and jump while abilities recovered. Spring ball game. I always feel like there's something hidden in this room, but I don't think there is. think. Oh, come on. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's a power bomb. I think high jump will get me over the water in there. Do we need that for anything? We'll just not grab it. Okay. Oh, sure. I need it for the missiles. Okay, it's for later. I thought there were more of those lift things. I think I can get whatever's in here now. Of course it's missiles. Most items I pick up are just going to be missiles. I mean, there are 48 of them. Huh, that's a lot more power bombs than I thought there were in this game. Samus, we've got trouble. Releasing the security lock may have been a bad idea. The SAX has invaded the water environment in Sector 4, Aqua, with several thousand X. With the blue hatches active, the SAX slipped in easily. The creatures and systems in Sector 4 are already showing multiple irregularities I'm currently investigating. I'll brief you in the navigation room when you arrive. Is the objective clear? Yes. Now head for Sector 4. I do like that it's at least not 1, 2, 3, then 4. At least they changed it up a little bit. So it doesn't sound as linear, but it is very linear. The SCX, an enemy with my strongest abilities. But does it have reason? Probably not. This is a killing machine. In my current state, I can't face it head on. The SCX is me, only heartless. I must stop it before it learns its potential and threatens the universe. So does that mean that she thinks she can threaten the universe? I'm sure a proper bounty hunter could, with her abilities. The sector has taken more damage than expected. I know the X were powerful and destructive, but still, it seems to be purposeful. We certainly can't rule out the possibility that the SAX has a high degree of intelligence. I find the X fascinating, especially this SAX. But I digress. The sector is home to a very large creature the researchers called Ceres. It's capable of moving and attacking at ultra-high speed. The more senseless and widespread destruction here may be attributed to Ceres. No doubt the SAX released it, but I can't be sure why yet. Ceres has returned often to the breeding tank here. Its natural behavior must be to go back to it periodically. It's a valuable specimen, but you have been authorized to terminate it. If you don't, it may invade other sectors. While you're moving, be careful. Some broken power nodes have electrified the water, but we can't cut the power. Doing so would affect the whole station adversely. If you touch the water, you'll be electrocuted. Conserve energy as you go. I don't think I go down there. I think I pop out of there later. Also, don't think I needed to go here now, because I'm pretty sure I also come from above later. Because they don't ever expect you to use wall jumping in this. Well, for any kind of progression, I should say. Another item up there. I don't remember where exactly. Oh. Didn't need to bomb that, but oh yeah. Oh well, I got it. I don't think I need to go up here. Ah, that's where it is. Okay, I didn't think I went up there. Oh, no, I can't do this. I need speed booster for that. Ow. You think I could do with one of those and not get hurt? Ow. Pretty sure at this point, charge is stronger than missiles. Ow. Speed booster power regained. Run until speed boost begins. So that's when I was supposed to get those missiles. Doesn't really matter. I don't think it took any extra time to pick them up early. Okay, so I think this actually leads to that energy tank. I thought I couldn't do this yet. Come on. but a level lowered. Ow. 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 I don't think I have enough room for that. So Samus had been infected by the X too. Well, as a result, you recovered another ability. At this rate, you may be able to face the SAX yet, but that's still a ways off. HQ has more support data. This time, it's missile upgrade data. You desperately need this, but the data room here is sealed with a level 4 lock, the highest security level. Let's avoid opening sensitive areas unless it's necessary. Also, the route to the data room in Sector 2 is blocked by still more SAX activity. I note a deliberate activity pattern as if it is blocking your recovery intentionally. Samus, looks like your best option for this download is in Sector 3 Pyre. You will find the Pyre data room on your map after using the navigation room there. Now head for Sector 3 Pyre. Wonder what kind of Sector Pyre will be. Thankfully, the X have not invaded this area yet. The data room here is sealed by another security hatch. In order to download, you must find the security room here and activate level 2 hatches. This may allow the SAX and X parasites into the area, but we are left with no choice. Your recovery is our main goal. The data room is here. As I explained, security rooms can't be shown on the map. Be careful, Samus. You'll see very violent organisms here. And avoid the ultra-heated areas. Your suit can't take such high temperatures yet, but we're working on it. Level 2 hatches are green. Release the lock and proceed to the data room for download. Super missile data is ready, your firepower will triple. First, activate green hatches, then go to the data room. There are no ultra-heated areas on this route, so turn back if you enter one. I think there might be one I can go through that has an item that I can actually reach, but I'm not going to worry about it. believe if I had done this properly, this is the sector I think it is. Yeah, if I had done this properly. Skip a whole lot of that room. I think I go around and nope. Need speed booster again. I knew there's something there. Wait a minute. Did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. Yeah, I did this wrong. Then they have that whole that whole speed boost thing. Huh. But then I also can't get back out of here, so... No, I didn't do it wrong. But I'm forgetting what to do in that room. No. Okay. What's that? No. So I did do this wrong. So why even let me do the speed boost thing there? Thanks, game. Okay, I was worried for a second. This is just before all the dialogue, so I'm not that far back. I think the speed boost thing is meant for a return trip, maybe? If I did do that wrong, why did they even let me go in there? I'm gonna be upset if I just had a brain fart and missed what I was supposed to do in there. Because I know there was no way back. Okay, this time save after all the dialogue. I think the speed boost will still be quicker to get down. Okay. Huh. That was a good jump. Yeah, why did they even let me go through there? That was stupid. Security level 2 unlocked. Green hatch is now active. Not what I wanted to do, but okay. Ow. I don't think I was actually stuck before, but that's still stupid. Ow, jerk. Super missile data downloaded. This is a save point. Yeah. And recharge. Yeah. And an item. Okay, so before I go fight this boss, I need to run to the bathroom. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Alright, I'm back. Let's get back into the game. Okay. I don't know if I have to go back over to the left or not. No, I do not. See, I already triggered it. Ow! How's this down? I can also hit this thing at an angle, but I'm not very good at that. Of course, there's only one hit left. I think this is screw attack. No, speed boost. Okay, that shouldn't be too difficult. I think there's something else over here? No. Okay. That's probably what I was thinking of. Actually didn't need to do that to get that energy tank, because that would have got me up high enough to reach it. It was a lot quicker to do the speed boost thing. I see that you encountered a rogue security robot. You may destroy it if you meet it again. Your safety is vital. But as to your brief, level 2 security locks are released. So sectors 5 and 6 are open. That means those sectors have likely been infiltrated by X. They are much harder to stop than we initially suspected. Sector 5 arc is sub-zero. You're still susceptible to cold from the vaccine side effect, so you'll take damage if you even set foot inside there. Avoid Sector 5 for now, but in the meantime HQ is working on data to adjust your suit for extreme temperatures. Once we have the transmission, you can download it, but the X have destroyed all the data rooms you have used so far. I no longer doubt their capacity for critical thought. You'll have to use the data room in the night habitat. Sector 6, knock. Go to Sector 6 and access the navigation room there. Words are hard. Tread lightly, Samus. You are the only one who can do this. And the X may be much more dangerous than we know. Does Samus suspect anything? No, I do not think so. Good, monitor her closely. Affirmative, out. The various suit data is here from HQ, ready to download. Get moving to a data room. If there's a problem. X from the Sub-Zero sector are in Sector 6, knock. And they've been charged by the cold. If you absorb one, you'll be frozen from within. This seems like a deliberate tactic. Once you download the various suit modification, you'll be out of danger. Just be extremely careful until then. The knock data room is here. Remember, avoid the blue X. Use your beam to stun them in order to get by. Be careful, they are hunting you actively now, Samus. And this area is very dark. Proceed with extreme caution. I think this is screw attack to get through there. They talk about this being very dark, but it's just not. It's not even emulation. It's even in the original. This is not actually that dark. I think there's an item in there. It's not worth getting right now. I was gonna say, I think this is just a save point, but might as well. I think there might be something over here. Maybe not. No. Okay. If you go too fast, you end up falling right in front of it. And that's what this is for. Because even though SAX can do Morph Ball and like should presumably have everything you had from Super, it can't Spring Ball over that. Nope. Well, almost got through without getting hit. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, I know it's not free, but it's whatever. It's a well-programmed game. I feel like this is the laziest boss. It's just a giant X. They had no idea what kind of boss to put to lock Varia behind. Well, supers definitely do more than... Oh, I can't hurt with supers yet. Okay. I'm not doing a very good job of avoiding these. Very suit effect recover to survive extreme temperatures. I do like that the Frozen X actually gets smart after you absorb a few of them. They still charge after you at first, and then once you start absorbing them, they start running away. It's like they're supposed to be intelligent, and that shows that they are. Jerk. I don't know if I can wall jump off of that. Okay, I can. I'm just bad at it. I don't think I can do anything in here yet. This is... Yeah. Well, I thought it was power bomb, but whatever. I can't do anything in here yet. That's power. Okay. That wall straight across is Zoo Boost. But now I can get whatever was in here. I could have before, just a lot more dangerous. There's no point in just subjecting yourself to that danger. I don't think it would be any faster to have done it first either. So yeah, no reason. Just get it when you're on your way out. Yeah, okay, screw attack. That's what I thought. Oh, thought this was also screw attack. Oh, that's right. I remember. Okay. I'm gonna go back and get that. If I remember correctly, I have a time section after this navigation room. So I want to save there. I mean, I would save regardless. How did that X download the various suit data? This doesn't seem to make any sense at all unless the X have the ability to process data organically. At any rate, you have the various suit data. Now you will be protected from extreme temperatures. More importantly, the SAX will no longer be able to freeze you, so you can escape easier. But you're still too weak. That thing is too much for you. You currently have no way of damaging it. But my simulations indicate that a penetrating weapon, like the plasma beam, might work. Developing modification data will take HQ some time, though. There's also a chance that you may be able to restore your plasma beam by absorbing a large core X, as you did with the charge beam function. As for restoring ice beam functionality, I doubt it. Your current cellular makeup would reject that addition. Therefore, HQ has developed an ice missile upgrade. This will add freezing effect to your missiles. It will help. Go to Sector 5 Arc for the download. Okay, so it's after Arc, I think, when I have the time section. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now get moving. Because whenever I could go back to Pyre, that they want to lock me out of doing that. For a little bit, I guess. Oh, nothing stopping me from going now, though. I think it's maybe it's specifically the ice missiles that would help there. I don't know. They don't want me to go back somewhere, and that's why they do the time section to make it even more linear, to prolong getting whatever that was. You need to download data for the ice missile upgrade, but as you might expect, the data room here is secured. Level 3 security hatches are yellow. I think this is it. They don't want you to leave with level 3 security open, so they make you do a time section, so you have to go do whatever stupid thing they want. Like, if you're not familiar with this game, I'm not going to spoil that. It'll happen soon enough. It's just more to lock you into doing what they want you to do. Release the security lock and download data as usual. And experiment with those new missiles. They will be helpful. You know what to do. Go to it. not recall offhand where the security door is at. Where the, yeah, the security room is at. It's very obviously down here, though. Oh, let's do back up. I don't need to worry about that. Yet. If I remember correctly, this is a dead end. Yeah, this is going to be speed boost. Yeah. I don't know why they decided to make those things invincible. I mean, I know they're for like progressing in certain soft spots, but I don't know why they were changed from super. I feel like this was not well hidden. I mean, I guess like the floor is not obvious that you can go through it, but other than that, it's not well hidden. Thought the ladder went all the way to the bottom. My internet is having a fit again. I don't know what the problem is lately. Yeah, I don't think that actually did anything that worth going down there for. I think... No, I have to go down there because this is going to lock behind me. Ice effect added the missiles, use it to freeze enemies. I don't remember if this adds damage or if it's just the ice effect. I think each upgrade adds damage. I don't remember if there's... There's not. Okay. I don't think I can do anything here yet. Pretty sure I need space jump. Okay, now I can do the thing in here. This is a little bit puzzly, I think. Because the second one you can pick that up. It's a power bomb thing, so I can't go that way. I don't know that I can do anything here yet either. I think I need speed boost in here? No. Well, maybe. Just because there's an item here does not mean that there's more. Yeah. And there's no room at all to do that yet. Oh.
Emergency in Sector 3.
Nope. There's an item in there. So I'm going to have to do a chunk of this over. Mass Effect added missiles. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can save after that emergency thing starts, but okay, game. Oh, that's right. I couldn't do anything there yet. I'm going to be marking it on my map. We'll help me remember. Okay, still got the shine spark. I don't know how she's holding on to that ladder with that gun on. Huh. Oh, I couldn't get it anyways. Thanks, game.
Emergency in Sector 3. 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 Emergency in Sector 3.
Hey, did you know there's an emergency in Sector 3? The air could melt down soon. It seems the main boiler's cooling unit is malfunctioning. This could easily destroy the entire research station, as it would likely trigger the auto-destruct explosives. We have about 6 minutes. Hurry to Sector 3 and access the control room to the side of the main boiler room. Most of the systems in power are down because of this. Again, we know who to blame. The SAX must have hacked into the system control file. What impressive intelligence. There's little time. Hurry to the control room in Sector 3.
6 minutes to main boiler explosion.
I'm also surprised it doesn't stop you at that navigation room. Really? Really? No, I don't believe that. Not for a second. Oh, for... Game! No!
Emergency in Sector 3. Emergency in minutes to main boiler explosion.
Game really wants to waste my time. I did not stop running through here, so how did that not just go all the way through? And I have to actually go use the door. Always with the forgetting. Ow. Ow. Jerk.
To main boiler explosion.
Here we go. Those 2 blocks up there are crumbles. I know those are. Might actually beat one without taking damage. Wide beam ability recovered. Beam widens dramatically. I don't know what it's talking about. She's never had a wide beam. She's had Spazer before. Cooling unit operational. I even went through the trouble of freezing it and still failed my jump. That was a good shot. Should be able to do some of the stuff over here. This is okay. That one room with these things in what was it? The tropical area. This is the room I was thinking of. That it always made me think that there's something in there, but it's this room I was thinking of. No. Okay. So I can't do anything in here yet. I probably could if I had timed that better. I could have gotten up there. I'll try it one more time. And only one more time. Oh, get no game. I did it the first time. I'm going to keep getting through there. What is going on now? I got through there already. I can get through there again. And it didn't get the speed boost. Okay. Game. Nope. There is something I will do here. See if I can get the right position for it. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so it definitely does not add damage, because that thing still took 3 hits. I don't recall what was over here. I haven't been in here yet. I think this might be one of the items that I could have gotten doing a heat run. Yeah, that would not have been worth going out of my way for before getting Varia. Did that flame really stop my missile? It did. Interesting. So freeze missiles, you get the ice missiles, rather, that you get that they didn't want you to go around using for some reason. They wanted you to go here before you could go do them wherever you might have thought that you needed them. The X mimicked a crew member. It all makes sense now. The X can absorb the memories and knowledge of their prey. What an astounding find. HQ was very impressed. But don't you find it strange? This could have destroyed the station with the X in it, not to mention the SAX. Unusual for a self-preserving species like the X, unless your presence is an even greater threat, a threat to the existence of X elsewhere. This is only a hypothesis. Perhaps their survival instinct is in conflict with their newly borrowed intelligence. Don't let your guard down yet. The X are still a threat. Samus, I see biosigns on the habitation deck. Survivors? The infected crewmen you saw had survived until recently. Maybe there's a chance the signs emanate from the here. Objective clear? Yes. I've just restored power to the main elevator. Use it to return and look for any survivors. I think the item I had missed, which was probably a missile tank, on my last playthrough, was on the main deck somewhere. Once you get into the final stretch of the game, you can only go to certain places on the main deck. As long as I remember, I'll get that on the way back. I think that's screw attack. Yeah. I think I have to go all the way to the top? No. Well, actually, yes, I think I did. I remembered at the last second. Also did that wrong. Lock disengaged, gate opening. Okay. I don't think there's actually any other purpose to coming up here. Oh no, I think there's an item on the bottom in here. Yep. Okay. So I gotta do part of that again. I'll remember after I get out. Nope, that's wrong. Edecoons and Decoras. I've met these intelligent beings before. They seem to recognize me as well. How unusual to meet again here. In the past, they've helped me unleash abilities I didn't know I had. But where did they run to? I hope they're safe. So the survivors were not human. Most unfortunate. We can now confirm the deaths of all crew members. I imagined this was the case, but I had hoped it wasn't so. I believe the X only infected the humans for knowledge. That form is too weak for battle. I am sure the others were merely food for the X. Samus, I think they are evolving, growing stronger. Some are now appearing that resist your current equipment. HQ anticipated this and sent powerbomb data as soon as the hardware team finished it. Is the objective clear? Yes. Downloaded immediately. Our choice of data rooms is limited to this one in Sector 5 ARC. Go now. I don't believe anything is new along the way, but there's a lot new after I get the power bombs. Hooray, I remembered. Okay. Of course, it has to stop me again. You've been to this data room before, but I'll show you its position again. Thanks for that. Now move out. Ow. Well, it just stopped me from getting this missile for some reason. I think. Yeah, I come at it from below. I remember some things. Oh boy, I sure hope I don't have to fight that big scary monster in the background. Powerbomb data downloaded. I'm pretty sure I needed space jump for that room on the left in there. Oh, I was thinking I was on the room above. Ow. I don't think I actually had to trigger that. Because the powerbomb was a red herring. The powerbomb block, I should say. Should have placed that higher. Oh well. I always feel like there's something extra in that room, but I'm pretty sure there is not. Oh. I don't think I need the speed boost here. Oh well. Oh, I remember this. First try. This is unnecessary. Oh well. Well, I can get whatever's in that one room. Ow. And it didn't even take the power bomb. That's not so much sneaky as it is dumb. Oh well. I got the item. Samus, return to your ship. I have important information. Watch that jump somehow. Luckily, there's a convenient path through there. Why did that not get destroyed? That's weird. The main silo of the reactor core has gone offline. That's why all elevators and station systems are down. Elevators and hatches won't work. This doesn't bode well. If you can get to this point, you may be able to start the auxiliary power system. Then we can figure out why the main silo went offline. By the way, I asked you to return here to tell you. Some strange creatures have boarded your ship. I confirmed that they were not ex-hosts and gave them a birth. Do you know anything about these strange creatures? Were they the source of the healthy biosigns earlier? Very well then, their presence in the midst of this disaster must have some significance. I will keep them here. Don't think there's anything up there. I think I missed an item in there. Oh well. Ow. Space jump ability recovered. Somersault continually in air. So I can find that item I missed in the previous room. Might... I don't know if it'll be quicker to go around, but probably not. Unless, of course... Okay, never mind. Crumble block. Auxiliary power engaged. Saved rooms and recharge rooms are now back online, but with only auxiliary power, no elevators or hatches will work. With the main silo online, we're still stuck. I believe the source of the problem is the vegetation you saw earlier choking the reactor core components. No, my objective's not clear. You didn't give me an objective. Whatever. We'll have to find the source of those routes to proceed. Well, there's the objective after I say... whatever. Where did I miss that? No, right there. And from here, it's probably actually quicker to just go straight through. I don't think there's anything else in this room other than progressing. I think I have to actually get caught here. Ow! Wow, that... okay. The X did a ton of damage. I think it was probably the screw attack that did it. I don't think there's anything in here either, just a hide. Oh wow, they do a lot of damage too. Usually I don't get caught by the SAX there. So I'm really hurting for a recharge room. Oh, that's right, the hatches don't work. Oh. I think I would have preferred an energy tank. I think while I'm here, I can go get the item that's past the boss that gave me high jump. Oh, it's not a recharge for me, but there's health at least. Ow. 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 Oh, I can just shoot them. Ow. There we go. Plasma beam ability recovered. Beam now pierces enemies. And now no more key hunter problems. Plants are gone too. Oh, that's a suspicious room. Okay, and nothing's in here. That just gets me back to the room there. So I want to go down and get the item behind. I don't know what the boss's name was. Where I got high jump. Assuming I can. I should be able to. I'm pretty sure it's just a speed boost challenge. I think it's actually this way. Yeah. I might require a screw attack to get in there. Yep, okay. So never mind that. I don't know why. I think it's just a... It might just be a missile, but it probably could also be a power bomb. I think there's a few more items I can get on here. Yeah, the next vertical shaft has a room I couldn't get into before. I think that's going to be it. There's obviously a lot more items here, though. I'm missing 2 energy tanks, 3 missiles, and 4 power bombs. I don't think I can actually... Never mind, I get through here. Oh boy, this room. That's not where I wanted to freeze in. Maybe I can, yep, I can still make it. Okay. It was all planned. I nearly forgot. There is another item in here. Ow. Ow. If I don't end up with 100% items, I'm not going to be overly concerned, but I am going to try to find everything. I'll just use the recharge room. Key hunters do a lot of damage. I was not expecting that. I was expecting SEX to hurt me quite a lot, but I made that a pretty dangerous section. What? You restored plasma beam functionality? Most unexpected. Even so, continue to avoid the SEX. It too may be stronger. And you still lack a few abilities crucial to survival. Wait a second. More trouble. Hold on. I've isolated the cause. There's been an explosion in the Arc data room. Samus, go to Sector 5. The damage is staggering. Find out what's causing it. Because I know before I missed an item in the main deck. I'm going to go back and see if they will let me get that. It's sort of on the way. Huh, there's more items left here than I thought. I don't think I missed any down there. Oh well. That's not where I want to go. Well, it's not stopping me, so this is the time to get this item up here. I don't remember this being a maze. Oh well. Still got it. It's gotten worse. The damage seems to have been caused by a creature kept here by the researchers who named it the Nightmare. Apparently, it was a biomechanical organism designed for military applications. It possesses uncommon power and can manipulate gravity. We must assume that it's become an ex-host. We have no choice. You must find it and defeat it. I can't confirm the location. This thing is out of control. Hurry before it destroys the entire station. Now I can get down and back that way. Can I just get it in this? Yes. I'm gonna check to the right, because I'm pretty sure this is the way, that one up there is the way I have to go. Maybe not. Okay, let's go back and check up there. Oh, I know what. Okay. I don't think I can do anything here yet. Just casually go outside the station. Pretty sure I can't reach it. Pretty sure this is screw attack. Yep. But once I get screw attack, the entire station, except for the main deck, is open up to me. I don't think there's anything in here. I know there's an item to the left, but I'm pretty sure I can't get it yet. Oh, oh, nope, almost. No, I'll just come back with gravity. That's speed booster. Pretty sure that's also speed booster. Kind of hoping to run to a save point here. Get the what this is. Yep. Okay. I don't think there's too much risk on this boss, but this is a tough boss. This is also a trap. If I just went right straight forward, I'd fall through the floor. There's this, I can't use missiles, they just fall. Keeps getting into a position that makes it hard to hit him consistently. Oh, this is not going well. Usually I can line him up and pump a bunch of missiles into him. That's just not working right now. Like this. He is not having a good time. Kind of hoping to get some health out of this, but nope. Okay. Just whatever he gives me. Gravity suit effect recovered. Move freely in water. Get this item. Oh, that certainly was a puzzle. Okay, through there. No navigation rooms on the way for the ship to tell me what to do. Pretty sure all of those stay gone, but there's no real reason to destroy all of them. Huh. Don't remember those things being invincible. Maybe it's power bombs to kill them? Yep. Yeah, let's go through the wall there. Security level 4 unlocked. Red hatch is now active. I don't think I've actually intended to do it that way. I think they expect me to come back here with wages. Oh well. I don't know why plasma beam doesn't work on most everything. It's supposed to be the strongest beam, and so many enemies in this are just immune. Don't think there's anything in this tube. I can't get through that, okay. I can't get through that tower thing until I get screw attack. Well, I know what it is. I can't get through this one without screw attack. I get through the other one with speed boost. Sorta. I get past it with speed boost. I saw that. Pretty sure that's gonna be speed boost as well. So there is a way to skip this upgrade, but it is very tedious. It involves keeping a shine spark for many, many moves. I've done it once. Fusion added to missiles. I don't think there's anything else I need in the lower portion of this area. Okay, there's no need for a shite spark there. This is probably regular bomb blocks up there. Oh well. Yep. Okay, before I continue on, I need to run to the bathroom real quick. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Alright, I'm back. We can switch back to the game. Okay. Be a little careful here. Apparently my cat fell asleep right behind my chair. Okay. You upgraded your missiles. That's unusual. There was no word from HQ. Procedural error, I'm sure. Even so, I did not approve of bypassing security level 4. From now on, you will use more discretion. In any case, Samus, do you remember the security robot you faced earlier? I believe the X have infected it. That is to say, they have claimed the organic components that form its neural network. It has entered Sector 6 now. I don't know what it's planning, but let's not wait to find out. Samus, you know what to do. to sector 6 quickly. So I think at this point the only upgrades I'm missing are wave beam and screw attack. And I could go back to some sectors and get a handful of items I was missing, but there's no real reason to do that now. Why do I know what I'm doing. The security robot seems to have gotten much stronger. This worries me, be careful. But we have another problem. Once you're done, leave Knock immediately. The SEX is tracking you. Don't stay longer than you must, understood? Ow. We're trying to get what's back there. I don't know if I actually can yet. I might need screw attack. Actually, no, I do. I need screw attack for that. Never mind. I needed power bombs for the wall. I forgot that too when I was in here last time. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, I just missed an item. Actually, I think I need screw attack for that as well. But let's find out. I have no idea how that bug didn't get hit. Still get hit by that. Okay. And that. Excuse me. Tried to catch that, but it snuck up on me. Okay. You're probably going to find out pretty quickly that that reset was unnecessary. It was. Okay. I wonder what that's for. Oh. I thought that was a save. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a save point. Maybe this is the save point? Okay, yeah, this is the save point.
Warning, no entry without authorization. 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 Warning, no entry without authorization.
Okay, game. I don't know why the security robot is wave beam, but sure. Wave beam mobility recovered. Beam now penetrates walls. And now I can get this.
Warning, no entry without authorization. 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 Warning, no entry without authorization.
Get your authorization right here.
Warning, no entry without authorization. 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 Isolation lockdown.
Samus, you shouldn't have done that. You ignored your orders. You may have to pay a price for that quite soon. As you can see, the Federation has been secretly working on a Metroid breeding program. For peaceful application only, of course. Please understand. But perhaps you already knew of this program's existence? Certainly you must have had doubts when you saw Sector 1, SRX, a faithful replica of the SR-388 ecosystem. Ideal for raising Alpha, Gamma, Zeta, and even Omega Metroids. This research even uncovered techniques for rapid growth. Imagine creating an Omega from a larval Metroid in days. But that research is finished. The X has smelled out its natural enemy, and one of the SAX is on its way here. One? Are you saying there are more than one SAX? Don't be so surprised, Samus. You know that the X reproduce by asexual division. Because of this mechanism, there are now no fewer than 10 SAX aboard the station. Samus, you must go. Get out. If you stay too long, the SAX will destroy you. Stop only at a navigation room to uplink me. I don't know how HQ is going to take this, but you need to report to them immediately. Is the objective clear? Yes. Now get going. The real Adam would have said the same thing about that incident, but he would have softened the blow. He was relentless in his criticism, but he always cared. It was not a machine obsessed with duty. No such compassion could exist in that computer. Oh, there's an item. I completely forgot. And you only get that one with the diffusion missiles. Pretty sure there's nothing up here. Well, no, there is. Even with fully upgraded beam, I can't hurt space pirates. Okay, I thought that missile section would have been progression, but it looks like that's progression. Maybe? Yep, okay. So I think that's where I come out at. The diffusion missiles are definitely stronger. Okay, game. Anytime you want to change your tactics now. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. He's not supposed to just keep spamming shots. Okay, let's get that health back. That's stupid. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to... Similar to the space pirates in Super Metroid, just in front of Ridley. I have no idea why they're not behaving. I am fairly certain I do not need both of them alive before it does that. Okay. Game, you have to do it. Because I can't progress. Why are you not doing it? Let's just speed this up. What? Let's... Okay, I did that wrong. This is pretty dumb. Oh, really? Then how do I kill it then, game? No, it just has to do it. It is not doing it. What? If it's screw attack, then how do I get screw attack? I get screw attack after them. No. Get up there. I already destroyed these. Yeah, these are screw attack. So I have to be able to kill those things. Why is it not working? Oh, now it's hurting him. No. Make up your mind, game. I even tried that. Whatever. That's not how that's supposed to work, but okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, and it just didn't want to do it. I don't think there's anything in here. Come on, that was charged. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, so I'm going to be lowering the volume because this is horrible. Even at 15%, it's still horrible. Screw attack ability regains somersault into enemies. Okay, now I have all my abilities again. And now I have access to every part of the station. I was going to go for as many items as I could, probably not 100%, but it's also getting pretty close to time to quit for the day. So I may just go for the end instead. There's some things I will get, because they were going to be on the way. Kinda. I don't know what reason there would be to recreate Ridley's lair. Yeah, I don't even have every item here. But there's also that area on the, there's that green hatch and that area in the upper left. Once I go to the main deck, I am locked in the main deck. Actually, there might be something in that corner. Okay, yeah, there is. Actually, not just going in the main deck. Once I go into a navigation at the end of a, the start, I should say, the floor, I am locked into the main deck. Huh. I don't know how I'm missing one of each. I mean, I have an idea, though. With that save point right in the middle, I think straight right of that is a speed boost challenge. I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm just not gonna go for everything. I don't have the time to do that. But all the decks are connected by rooms like this. So other than the items I'm missing on the main deck, you can get everything at this point. Let's see, what I'm missing here. Well, there's still that whole area on the bottom right. I think that's actually a way out. Maybe that's actually intended to be the way in, because I could have gotten up there with the Yeah, I could have gotten up there with speed booster. I think that's what I'm intending to do. Huh. I don't remember an item being in the middle here. Maybe. Oh, I know what it is. It's that missile there. Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to the end now. Because I really need to wrap things up. This really would have been the time to get those items down there anyways, even though I could have gotten some of them earlier. Because otherwise I'd have to go back to get the ones behind it, like I just got. So this is my last free save. I don't know if I can save after this point or not. Samus, we're done here. Leave the rest to the Federation. We should be preparing to evacuate the station. Are you joking? Do they know how dangerous the X are? How quickly they reproduce? The Federation has taken an interest in the X and SAX. They believe this life form has endless potential applications. This is ridiculous. The X are heartless abominations. What potential could they have? It is not necessary that you understand such matters. The Federation is coming now. You should just leave quietly. This is madness. They won't stand a chance here. The station will devour them. What could be worth the risk? Capturing the SAX, of course. Are you serious? Do they really think they can succeed? It will certainly be difficult. They don't expect your help. They knew you would try to destroy the SAX. That's why they stopped sending you support data. The plasma beam modification was ready some time ago, but they withheld it to keep you from engaging the SAX. Yet somehow you restored that function on your own. They also tried to withhold the diffusion missile upgrade because they didn't want you to grow too powerful. But they had already sent it, and you tracked it down. Bravo, Samus. They must cancel this mission. Open a channel to HQ. I won't let this happen. They are already on their way. Fools. As soon as the Federation ships land, the X will overwhelm them and absorb the knowledge and power of their occupants. The X are just waiting for the hunt to begin, and then they'll spread across the universe. Galactic civilization will end. The X hunger for form, knowledge, and power. They mimic these perfectly, but they cannot copy the soul. They're single-minded, instinctively seeking to increase in number. They're a plague, and the Federation underestimates their threat. The X must not leave here. We must destroy them all before the Federation arrives. The station has a self-destruct mechanism. I must use it to destroy the X here and on the planet. I must send them to oblivion. Them, the station, and myself if I have to. Open the hatch. I've been ordered to confine you until the ships arrive. Don't let them do this. Can't you see what will happen, Adam? Adam? Who is Adam? a friend of mine. And what would this friend advise you do now? He would know that the only way to end this is to start the self-destruct cycle. He'd know how important it is. Did this Adam care for you? Would he sit in a safe command room and order you to die? He would understand that some must live and some must die. He knew what it meant. He made that sacrifice once. So he chose life for you, our fair warrior Samus Aran. Your Adam gave his life so that you might keep yours. For the sake of the universe. How foolish. How dare you? How could you hope to understand, machine? You know that detonating this station in high orbit would not guarantee the complete extinction of the X parasites. Even though the station would be utterly destroyed, you would only succeed in removing the one obstacle to the galaxy's ruin, yourself. You would ignore this simple fact and choose death. When Adam decided who would live, he chose incorrectly. If you were to alter the station's orbit, then you might be able to include the planet in the vaporization field of the self-destruct detonation. We'd have to start the sequence. You'd have to start the propulsion sequence now, before the Federation arrives. Samus, this is your last mission. Get the operations room and adjust the station's orbit path to intercept SR-388. Then return to your ship and escape. Move quickly and stay alive. That's an order. Any objections, lady? Maybe I'm not locked out now. I think it's only when I get to the main deck. Okay, so I'm not locked out of anything until I get to the top of the next elevator. Because I thought, actually I might, because I think it might lock the doors at the end of the recharge room. I know most of the doors up here are going to be sealed. Huh. Why is it that? I know I didn't get that one the last time I ran through this. I missed some item, and it was because it was on the main deck and the door was sealed. Oh well. I'm not gonna question it. This is not the right way. I wanted to check that, got confused where I was going. Maybe it's here. No. Somewhere all the doors start sealing and you can't go anywhere. I know I'm not misremembering it, because it did lock me out of an item. Shut off. Ow.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination, planet SR-388.
Orbit changed, implemented 3 minutes to impact.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination, planet SR-388.
Now, 3 charge rooms open. Oh well. I don't need it. I know what's coming. To destination. That's a full energy tank of damage. So for some reason you did this entire game and didn't get any health. This is a one-hit kill battle. Oh, we got a 2 for it. Thought it was over. Should be soon. I hope, because I'm low. There we go. That perfect military mind, the wisdom of Adam Malkovich, continued to serve even after death. Until today, I had no idea that the minds of leaders and scientists were frequently uploaded to computers. My incredible reunion with Adam may have saved the universe. But how will the beings of the universe view our resolve? I doubt they will understand what we did, the danger we barely averted. They will hold tribunals and investigations. They will hold us responsible. Adam understood this, and he spoke to me in my anger. Do not worry. One of them will understand, one of them must. I reflected upon his words, and I see the wisdom in them. We are all bound by our experiences. They are the limits of our consciousness. But in the end, the human soul will ever reach for the truth. This is what Adam taught me. Just one detail still bothers me. The ship can only be started manually. Yet before I faced the Omega Metroid, The ship moved on its own, guided by someone's hands. Is it possible, Adam? Lady, what's troubling you? You wonder how I started the ship? Just think about it. They lent me a hand. Okay. I had fully intended to go for more items. I just ran out of time for today. Yeah, this isn't really like a Halloween or spooky game, but I think the setting really fits the theme I was going for. A lot of the Metroid games really do, and they're based on Alien movies, so. I know there's different ending scenes you can get depending on your time and your completion. I had over 2 hours and under 100%, so I don't know what that one is. I know the last one I got on this save file was under 2 hours and under 100%. Actually, it may have been over 2 hours by the time I got to the ship. So I'm not sure. It might end up being the same ending. I don't know what all the requirements are. I know there's under 2 hours and 100%, and there's like variations of those. And I think there's another one for like over a ridiculous amount of time. You basically just have to sit there. Well, I suppose if it's your first time through, it might take that long. Yeah, that's the over 2 hours you don't get to see her out of their suit. Yeah, just barely over 2 hours. Huh. I could have sworn my time was a lot closer to 2 hours when before I started the final sequence. I don't know. I don't know if I can see the past ones. I don't think I can see the past ones in this game. I know I can in Zero Mission. Check that real quick. No, there's no gallery in this, so it's only in Zero Mission that you can see them. All right. So let me get. So that's going to be it for today. I will play something else tomorrow. Not sure what. I have a number of games picked out for this month. Some of them are kind of like that, not really a Halloween theme, just kind of a spooky vibe to them, I guess. Yeah, I will pick one out of the list I've got for tomorrow and start that. There might be some of them are pretty short, so there might be a couple in a day, but we'll see. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.